You've been waiting for somebody to say it when all along the most important person to say it is you. Your own voice has always been the most important one in your life. And sometimes we forget that we are allowed to give ourselves a pep talk, and not just the kind that makes you feel better, but the kind that actually speaks to your soul and truly supports you. So, I'm going to give you a really simple framework to start right now. Listen, friend, this week, this lesson hit me the hardest because I hit that moment where I wanted to slow down a little bit. I committed to making a YouTube video every single day for 1 year. And after over 100 days, I finally started to get that feeling like, girl, you need to slow down a little bit. And I noticed some growth in myself because the old me, listen, she would have beaten me down. She would have given me a hard time. I would be saying things to myself about myself that should never be spoken to another human. But yet, this time, I granted myself some grace and I gave myself a pep talk because beating ourselves down is never the answer. I know so many people believe in tough love and this hardcore accountability. And yes, there are some people who they thrive off of that. But so many of us, we take the tough love too far. And when it really comes to not just having a relationship with yourself, but really nurturing your own relationship with yourself, there are two really important things. That is your self talk and your level of self love. And friend, the self talk, because listen, we all have a voice that is narrating our entire life. And if you ever watch the show Insecure when Issa Rae would be like narrating things for herself, it always really cracked me up because it is so true. We are constantly talking to ourselves all day. And your self talk, it is either building you up or breaking you down. And I'm afraid that a lot of times is leaning more into that breakdown zone. But life and the world can be hard enough. We don't need all that. And learning how to actually have some positive self talk, some positive communication with yourself is so important because there will be moments of your day or your night, the wee hours of the morning, when there's nobody around and it's just you. And in those moments, when you feel like you need somebody to pour into you, somebody to give you a encouraging word to lift you up, that somebody is you. And if you don't have that positive self talk to lean in on, then friend, you're doing yourself a disservice. So, I'm going to give you a framework in just a few minutes that's really going to help you to do just that because it's so important that we have positive communication with ourselves. And I'm not talking about that toxic positivity type, okay? We're not doing that. This is just so important because the thoughts that you think become the story you live out. And if you're not talking positively to yourself, then guess what your experience is going to be? It's not going to be positive. So, this is really helping you to put yourself back in the driver's seat and talking to yourself like you would a best friend. And there are going to be moments when the only best friend that you got is you. So being able to talk to yourself in a loving, kind way is so much more supportive than tearing you down because 9 times out of 10, when you need the pep talk, you already toe down. The tearing of the down has already happened, friend. And now you need some uplifting to happen here. So the positive self-talk, it is really make or break. And we've done enough of the breaking, and now it's time to do more of the making. Because when you treat yourself better, better starts flowing through all the areas of your life. So, really be thinking about how a best friend supports a best friend. Because when you can only focus in on how far you still got to go, your best friend would be reminding you of how far you've already come. And that's the exact energy that you're able to give you. And the beauty of all of this is that when you are able to really support yourself in this way, you're not seeking it from outside of yourself because you've already fulfilled the need within you. And anything that anyone else is also adding and contributing, it's just icing on the cake at this point. It's purely flowing into your overflow. So, this is such a great way to really strengthen your own relationship within yourself and really being your own best friend. So, let me give you this really simple 3 step framework. Okay. Step one: if I was my own best friend, what do I need to hear or be reminded of right now? Because listen, friend, sometimes we want someone to say something, and then when they don't read our mind, or they just don't naturally innate say the thing that we want to hear that we know would shift everything, friend, say it to yourself. Say it to you. You know what you need to hear right now to turn this around. Or maybe you need to be reminded of your own strength, your own resilience, the things that you've already overcome to get to where you are today. Sometimes we don't take a pause for the cause and turn around and look and see how far you've come in the last year or the last 3 or 5 years or even longer. So, really reminding yourself of how far you've come, what you've accomplished thus far, and really giving yourself credit for that, allowing yourself to bask in your own success that you've achieved up until this point. So, whether it's something that you really need to hear or it's something that you need to be reminded of, grant yourself that gift right now. And step two, we're going to take it even further. What are you most proud of even right now? Friend, I know in these moments when you're feeling down, it can be so hard to focus in on some sort of a positive going on at the moment. Because the one thing that I notice about us is we can get negative super fast and super furious. You take one negative thought, and before you know it, 10 of them done piled in. But I want you to just take a moment and just breathe and think about what is something that you're really proud of even in this moment. Maybe you're proud of the way that you're handling this moment because this is different. Maybe you are recognizing where you have grown because you're not reacting the way that you used to. You've taken a pause for the cause before you respond. You've allowed yourself some breathing room to feel how you need to feel, but you're not reacting from that place. Instead, you are responding maturely and you're proud of that. Or maybe you want to be proud of how you handle this and you're recognizing, like, whoa, there's a different way that I can handle this that I don't have to apologize for later. Or maybe you are proud of what you've accomplished thus far, piggybacking off of step one. So, just really allowing yourself to recognize what you are proud of you for. Because so many times it's easy to talk ourselves out of the good things or the great things about ourselves. But let's get more familiar with recognizing the good, the great, and the greatest things about you because there's so much to like and there's so much to love. But if you never recognize it for yourself, how is anyone else supposed to really see that in you? And that's something that I used to struggle with a lot, especially back in my dating season. I was often looking for someone else to recognize my value when really I was the one who needed to recognize my value. And once I did that for myself, that became how I discerned who seen my value versus who didn't. Because if somebody didn't see my value, then I was like, Ariana Grande, thank you, next. So, really allow yourself to give yourself a pat on the back, pump yourself up. What are you proud of in this moment? Or what have you been proud of, even from your past? But if you can think of something now, it makes what you're going through right now so much smaller than the big amplified, magnified thing that you've been looking at all of this time. You start to realize that the problem that you're facing is not bigger than your own presence. So sometimes we just need to remind ourselves that we have gone through hard things before and been able to overcome them, move past them, grow from them, become better from them. So, reminding yourself of why you're proud of you is another way to build in that layer of self love that it becomes something that really supports and sustains you. And then step three is one of the things that I say to you when I end every video. I love myself so much. And friend, this can be a mantra, a declaration. You can finish the sentence and go into why you love yourself so much. Because so often, when we are just super self critical, it can sound like we don't even like or love ourselves. Real talk. So just reminding yourself, I love myself so much. Mm. Even just saying it out loud and letting that breathe a little bit. Let it really land in your heart. Really embody that. Allow it to integrate into you and who you are. Loving yourself is the key that unlocks so many miracles and blessings in your life. Your own self love is the foundation of everything. And you know what your level of self love is by what you accept, by what you tolerate, by what you allow. It is always reflecting back to you where your level of self love is. And sometimes just a simple statement of, I love myself so much. Mm, 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 mm. Because when you love yourself so much, you open the door for so much more love to pour in. So I hope that you really love this framework. Tell me which one is your favorite and what you're going to implement first, because I can't wait to hear, friend. This is one of my favorites. So tell me which one is your favorite. Okay, let me give you a journal prompt too. Okay, what would change if the voice you used with yourself sounded more like your best friend and less like your worst critic? And remember, no shade, no shame, and no judgment. Just allow yourself to answer freely here. Okay? No shade, no shame, and no judgment. This is just you acknowledging your own awareness of where you are right now and noticing where it is that you want to love yourself even more. And then tell me in the comments, what is one thing that you're proud of right now? I want to celebrate you. Okay, because that's what we do around here. So, a friend, do not be afraid to ever give yourself a pep talk. Do not ever shy away from an opportunity to pour love into you, because 10 times out of 10, you're excellent at pouring into everyone else, lifting everyone else up. And you deserve to feel that love and upliftment that you pour into others. You deserve, you are worthy of experiencing that same love from you for yourself. So good. Okay, friend, I hope that you have loved this video just as much as I love making it for you. And as I love to remind you at this time, to know me is to know I love myself so much. I don't play about me. And if you hang out with me long enough, as you can see from this video, you will love yourself so much that you won't play about you either. Okay, friend? I can't wait to chat it up with you in the comments, and I will see you in the next video tomorrow.